Big smile. Are you smiling? Hi, everybody. You're watching The Appreciationist. My name is Peter Hartman. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight. We're joined here by our lovely friends, our co-hosts, Samantha Barley and Valerie Soule. How you guys doing?
Fine. Hi.
Awesome. We started the show late because I just rushed from Laval to get here. I forgot I had to come downtown here today, but here we are. Today we're going to be talking about stopping thought. Stopping thought. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Anyway, but before we get into that, let's jump into the news of the week. So the news that I'm privy to this week is kind of like a bummer, you know, like a Russian jet that was shot down in Turkey and stuff like that. There is, however, a so have you guys ever heard of Elon Musk?
Yes.
So you know Elon Musk, he has SpaceX, in which he's trying to get privatized space exploration, so that the average person, so that people can go to space. You guys know he's doing this?
No. Mm-hmm.
Well, his goal is that he wants to build a shuttle that can be reused, because so much of the expense for going to space is that the shuttle gets destroyed. And so that's millions of dollars that goes down the tube. But if you can reuse it, then privatizing space exploration becomes profitable. Now, what's often missing in these spaces, when you only have like one entrepreneur, one visionary who's in this space, then you get one level of creativity. But when you get a competitor in that space, then you get even more creativity, even more progress. And so SpaceX has its newest competitor. Unfortunately, I'm spacing on the name right now. I know I'm spacing. Yeah, it's very good. Space. I'm spacing on the name right now, but they have a competitor who was able to do the launch as well. I'm looking for the name right now. It doesn't matter?
No.
Anyway, it's Bezos. It's Bezos who did it. So I'm really happy that we have competition for space exploration, not because I want to go to space, because I actually don't. I don't even know why I would want to go up there. But I want other people to go so we have more room on the planet.
Not selfish at all.
Not selfish at all. Would you guys go to space? Would you guys travel to go to the space station, go to a settlement on the moon? Would you guys go for a trip? Is that something you would do? Go around the Earth for vacation?
Now, I'm not ready now to go, but I don't know. I mean, if I were to come back, I mean, I would want to come back. But I think so, yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, maybe a little trip and back.
like just like for a bit, right?
Just for a bit.
So we're
just to see the Earth from up there.
So we're
like
not
a long weekend, Sam, right? Long weekend.
Yeah, long weekend.
It's funny. So you guys are not like spacefaring people. Like that's interesting. Yeah, me either. I'm not really like that. I'd much rather explore the ocean depths than to explore space. Well, you know, once they make space interesting, I mean, the most boring things happen in space, right? The most non-human things happen in space. So I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, that's the only thing I could get to here today that might be good for you guys. There was this app that I saw, it's this Zen app that helps you with meditation. You wear this wearable electronics, and it monitored your heartbeat and let you know how effective your meditation was. Unfortunately, I don't have that here in front of me, but I thought it was kind of cool. But I don't know, while I'm meditating, if I'm going to be like looking at my analysis afterwards and worrying about how my heartbeats were going, just listening to the app kind of made me feel anxious. But maybe if you get used to it, it might be cool. Anyway, that's it for the news today. Oh man, there's so much more, but unfortunately I can't get to it. Let's jump in. Sorry?
You'll have time next week, I'm sure, for more news.
Hopefully, yeah, exactly. We'll have more time next week. But the most important thing we do during the show is called a moment of appreciation. Sam, what is that, a moment of appreciation?
Where we look back on our last week and we talk about something that we appreciated. It could be good, it could be bad, but you see the value in it now.
There you go. That's my spiel, and she's sticking to it. It's really cool.
Wow.
I didn't even know he was going to do that. It's just like, it's imprinted in there now.
I know. He tries to just get us, you know, anyway.
Well, like repetition for learning is very, very important. Look, so just yesterday, I completed my last rehearsal for the Bollywood dance number that we're going to be doing on Saturday. Felt really good about it. Did much better this time than last time. I'm kind of a slow learner, so especially with dancing, it takes me a while to like get it. But once it sinks in, then it sinks in. So I was happy that it sunk in because I only had 2 rehearsals. So now I'm learning how to do the words. But it felt super awesome to be with all those dancers. They were all dressed up like Bollywood.
Including you?
No, I was the only one who wasn't. I had no idea I had to. The guy doesn't actually have a Bollywood dress. He just has a white shirt and jeans. So that's what I've got to wear this week. But they were all fanciful and pretty and colorful. So anybody who's coming out to that is going to be having a lot of fun.
That's the Mouton No More event on Saturday.
Saturday the 28th.
Evening. Yeah, they can find it on the meetup.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one of my moments of appreciation. How about you guys?
You only get one.
Yeah, I know.
Valerie, you want to
go? Sure. I'm gonna try not to make it too long. On Monday, I had a big presentation in the morning, and I had somebody for my job. I had somebody who flew over from Toronto to help me with the presentation. It was supposed to be in front of 30 people. It was in front of a bit more than 20. And at first, I was supposed to do that presentation on my own. And honestly, years ago, I wouldn't have thought myself capable of doing it. But this year, I was ready to do it. But then that person came from Toronto, and he's really an expert at presenting those products. And he did a fabulous job. But I really thought that I was going to have to at least introduce him. So I got myself ready like crazy to, really do a good introduction and talk to 20 people. And even if it wasn't going to be long, so I practiced and practiced and practiced in my car. And honestly, if I didn't know you guys, I probably wouldn't have never thought of doing that. I had fun with it. I was just rehearsing like crazy in the car. And then we get to the presentation and he tells me, you know what? Don't even worry about preparing anything. Let's see how it goes. We just want to make everybody comfortable. So in the end, I didn't even have to say anything at all. It was kind of funny. But after that, I was just honestly so grateful, first of all, for having prepared just for the fun of it. I was really proud of myself for that. But at the same time, it was just so easy. And I've been meditating on ease. And I realized once the presentation was over, that's what it was. I got what I wanted. That was really easy. And so I was very grateful for that. And I took it in. I was able to receive it without feeling guilty for not having done much, So also that's a change. And after that, all day, I felt so grateful, so appreciative. And everywhere I looked, all I could see was just kindness and love. And I just kept that feeling going and going all day and all evening until I went to bed. So it was really a good day.
That's awesome.
That's good.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I find it surprising when I got into my head to just say yes to things. Even things that I wasn't so gung-ho about, things I didn't want to do. I found that more often than not, the really complicated things just sort of disappeared on their own. I said yes, I got the credit for saying yes, I got the credit for preparing, but then I didn't really have to go through with the stressful thing, or it was much easier than I expected. And I don't know if that's like a thing, or if that's just the way I'm seeing it, but it was surprising. Have you ever had that? Like you say yes, and then it just like turns out that you don't have to worry about it, but you get the credit for doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the benefit of preparing and feeling like you could have done it, but you didn't have to.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
good. It's all good. It's like really riding a wonderful wave.
I love that. How about you? You're riding a wave? You're riding a wave?
Oh, she's going to go to Mexico now. She's going to be dreaming.
You said the magic word. You said the magic word. Hey, we need a magic word for the show. Maybe I'll pick a word, and if somebody says it, then we can do a big celebration.
Yeah, Mexico's the word.
It's always the word. Right? Mexico's always the word. How about you? A moment of appreciation?
Yes. So look that way. It's a little strange to look here and talk just to you. My moment of appreciation is, so I've been having like ups and downs because it was very possible that my sister was going to live full-time in Toronto. She moved recently to Toronto. She's a flight attendant. However, she kept her apartment here. She was renting it out, and she still had a room that she could come back to. There were problems with the tenants that were there recently, and she was getting fed up. She was getting to the point where it was like, okay, I'm going to get rid of the place in Montreal. And I really didn't want her to do that since, both my parents left recently, and, I really appreciate having my sister around. And so things actually worked out. She decided that she was going to do one last look to find a good roommate. She met with somebody yesterday, and then we went for dinner, and she got the reply that he is going to take the apartment. He's, you know, from Korea, so he's only here for a certain amount of months, leaving in July when she actually wants to transfer back to Montreal full-time. And so so she's gonna keep the apartment. He's moving in a few days. He seems very reliable, and so she's gonna be able to continue to visit, have her room over there. I mean, it's just a few streets away, so the fact that she is not gone for good, that I know she's gonna come back, my goodness, I was so ecstatic yesterday. It's just such a nice feeling to know that she's gonna be close, you know?
Won't be alone. Oh, family.
Yeah.
Really, really
so
cool.
we get to do our brunches, we get to do our walks along the water, we get to hang out with the doggy and just, you know, do all our sister stuff.
I'm so happy for you, Sam.
Thank you.
It's good news. It's very good news. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for the Moments of Appreciation. Today's show, we're going to get to what a great idea on our topic for today. The show will be ending, you know, a little early today just because I have to run out to record a show. But I wanted to talk about stopping thought. But before that, what a great idea. So our producer here, Sam, she found a great idea. It was a pet finder?
Yeah. So it's called petfinder.com. It is for North America, anywhere in North America. You go online to petfinder.com, you put your postal code in or your city, and you see all the dogs, cats, birds, all the creatures that are available for adoption in your area. So it has the SPCA, obviously, and it has all the different shelters. I think that it's a wonderful tool because so many animals need adoption. They need to be adopted, and yet people still go to pet stores, which I don't fathom why they still do that. I mean, there's so many animals, so many cute, wonderful animals out there that need you to adopt them. And so this website is very good to find the ones all in your area, all in one place. You see the pictures, you see the descriptions. There's even, you know, information about them, if they're sterilized, if they're not, what their difficulties might be. And so, yeah, it's all there, and I think it's wonderful.
I've been on this site, actually, I think years ago when, I think, because it sounds exactly like that. And what I loved about it is that you had really descriptions of the animal's character, what they like, what they don't like. I was like, wow, the people who posted there, they really know those animals. That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, it's wonderful. And I mean, my sister adopted her Chihuahua. She's had her for 5 years now. She adopted her from Taiwan, and it was, she found it, I don't think she found it on Pet Finder necessarily, but it was an adoption center in Montreal who they rescue animals from, well, Taiwan and other places. And so she's a big advocate for animal safety and all of that, and she's vegan. And so I thought, oh, Pet Finder would be great to promote here.
You know, she surprised you at the event we just did this weekend,
yes.
And I completely forgot. That was really a really cool moment. Tom and I got to do some comedy. It was at the Quebec Animal Rescuer
Guardian's Best.
It was really wonderful, and to see the passion for people who just love animals,
yes.
It was incredible. And so, you know, I encourage everybody out there who's looking for a pet to check out petfinder.com or to, you know, adopt a pet somehow. You know, it doesn't have to be Taiwan. I guess it could be somewhere closer. I don't know how that works. I didn't get a dog from Taiwan.
Well, the animal rescue, they rescue the animals, bring them to Montreal, and
I wasn't really asking.
I see. Okay, all right.
Really, really awesome. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for finding that. Stopping thought. This is our topic here for today. So let me ask you guys a question. Should you stop thought?
Yes. Sometimes yes.
Sometimes yes, and also sometimes yes. What about you?
I said should implies guilt. There's no should. I don't think we have to.
It's true.
Well, I mean, okay, so I don't mean it that way. I mean, like if I say, should you eat? You'd be like, well, yeah. You wouldn't say, well, you don't have to eat. I'm wondering, is stopping thought a significant thing that a human being should do, like part of eating, part of breathing, part of sleeping? Or is it just like something else? Is it crucial?
No.
I hope not, because then I'm suffering real bad. Because
Val said yes. You said yes, right, Val?
Well, I think it's useful. I don't like the should. I agree with Sam. It's true, because then there's like, yeah, there's a judgment there. But I think it's useful. Yeah. I mean, I know for me, like I have an overactive mind, and sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it's like, okay, oh, hey, let's take a breather and just relax the mind, and just, try to find a way to still, to stop it, to stop thought. But it's not always easy. I wouldn't say stop it all the time, but it's good. Again, contrast is good. So, it's good to have both.
Well, let's say you're talking to someone like me who thinks continuously, but it's not getting in the way. It's not a problem. Do you feel like stopping thought would still be something that it should, like,
is valuable?
That is part of what it means to live a healthy life. You know what I mean? Like, is it on par with like eating, sleeping well?
If you're happy that way, if you don't feel the necessity for it, if you're like, yeah, if it doesn't stress you or anything, then, well, yeah, it's different for everybody. We don't have to all be the same, far from it. So if you're absolutely fine that way, then good for you, great.
Well, I like that. Well, I mean, look, I'm fine with sleeping 4 hours a night, but people tell me that I should, and that it's necessary for me to sleep properly. And
we're not talking about sleep, but the thoughts, I don't think it's necessary to stop them. I think that if you're thinking things that are making you feel good, if you're thinking things that are making you feel calm, if you're thinking things that are making you feel excited, if it feels good to you and you want to be thinking those thoughts, then I don't think it's necessary. Or, I wouldn't necessarily suggest that to one of my clients, like, oh, well, no, you should stop your thoughts. Like, you just look at a candle and think nothing, But I would say stopping thoughts for somebody who feels anxious, who feels like their mind is going, super quickly, then it would be valuable to say, okay, find a time where you can meditate and stop all thinking for a certain period of time, because it does slow everything down. And then once you slow everything down, then you can come back and choose the thoughts that make you feel better, choose the thoughts like you do that really excite you.
Well, so you answered my second question, right? So why would you stop thought? And it's to, I guess, get a sort of mini vacation in your mind. Not a vacation, but relief, like the relief of the constant sort of grind in your thoughts. So, and I guess you can get that relief whether you're thinking positive or negative thoughts. So for anybody out there who is, you guys are life coaches, anybody out there who is interested in stopping thoughts, okay? So you close your eyes, you try to stop thought, and what's the first thing that happens? You realize your head is swimming with thoughts, right? So then how do you get your mind to stop thinking that? What advice would you give to someone who is trying to stop thought?
Boy, how long do you have?
About 3 minutes there.
It depends on many things. It depends on the momentum that you have with the thinking. If it's a thinking that is giving you stress, if there's a lot of momentum, it's not so easy to stop. So, you have to do it gradually and in a non-violent way. And there are all kinds of processes that we cannot go into in 3 minutes. But if there's just a little momentum, I think that it's easier to just, be aware, first of all, of course. Once you're aware, and then if you can breathe in, breathe out, and just concentrate on the present moment, that helps a lot. But again, if you have just a little momentum, not huge. So it all depends on what kind of momentum. That's my opinion on it.
I like it. So if you're not too overwhelmed, you're looking for that sort of breathe interim, then you calm down, you focus on your breathing, right? Close your eyes, focus on your breathing.
Yeah, that's one of the ways, yeah.
How about you? What ways do you have to stop thought?
So yeah, like Val's saying, I guess it really depends on who you are, where you're at. I always suggest guided meditation to start. However, I don't know if that's completely stopping your thoughts, but guided meditation, listening to an audio, telling you to relax, calm down, focus on your breathing, it stills your mind a little bit. I don't know if it's stopping every thought, but that is a start. That is a way of calming down. For somebody who it's like completely really going, I'd say maybe go jogging, go outside, go hiking, like do something that is in nature where you're distracted. So you're distracted with things around you, and then you can focus on I mean, maybe you're still thinking a little bit, but you're focusing on how beautiful the day is or how the trees are, or, you know, Val, you talked about the beautiful tree that you went to see. Like, that might not have been a stopping thought completely, but it would calm it down. And then once you're calmer, then you're more likely to be able to stop it completely and just focus on your breathing, just focusing on the present moment, focusing on what you're doing while you're doing it, while you're washing the dishes. So your thoughts are almost stopped, I suppose. Yeah.
I like that. So I think a lot, but if I wanted to, I can stop my thought. Don't ask me to prove it, but I can stop my thought. And what I do is that, you know, I close my eyes and I focus on any sound that's in my environment. It could be the sound of my breathing. It could be the sound of, it could be the dripping of a faucet. It could be the air conditioner, the rattling of a heater, whatever it is. So I just close my eyes and listen to the sounds. Now, this is what happens. The thoughts, when you close your eyes, of course, will be there. Your head is going to be swimming with them. And so then the second step is to just observe those thoughts and let them come in and to leave. Just observe them and let them come in and leave. Don't try to stop them. Don't try to get rid of them. Just let them flow through your mind. And as you're focusing on your breathing or as you're focusing on the sound, then those thoughts will slowly subside. Again, this is like what Val says, right? If you don't have a huge momentum built up, you know, it might be very difficult to do this if you are fighting in Iraq or something, you know. I'm just going to listen to the sounds of gunfire and stuff, you know. That might not be the place. But if you're someone who's at home, you have the privacy of your own space, listening to the sounds. You'd be surprised the sounds that you hear when you close your eyes in the room that you're familiar with. I like to try and find out what is the furthest sound that I can hear. You know, can I hear something outside? Can I hear a car driving or a siren or a bird or whatever it is? What is the furthest sound I can think of? And then when I find it, I just hold on to it. So it's sort of like what you're saying too. Like, I don't really know how to necessarily how to stop it altogether. What I do know is how to hold a monotone, like just to hold one pure signal, something that isn't going to cause you to think much. So I'm not going to hold down and think about my brother or think about my mother or think about Sam or think about something else. I'm going to think about something that doesn't stimulate me. It's just some background noise. That helps me to stop that thought. Okay, so then you stop thought and you're coming out and you're feeling great. And then now what? How are you different after you stop thought? So you feel a little more relaxed.
You could feel a lot more relaxed.
Yeah, I think you feel probably, I don't know, refreshed, and then you can redirect.
Right.
I mean, because that's the point. If you stopped it, it's because you were not feeling too great about what was going on with your thinking. So then once you feel refreshed, you can redirect towards something that makes you feel good, and then you can create a momentum that is more constructive for you. Feels better.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you guys. Sorry.
I find it brings me clarity when I say I'm thinking something, I'm getting stressed, and I'm like, okay, I need to meditate. It brings me clarity. It brings me in connection with myself, with who I really am, with what I really want. It makes me aware of what's important, what's not important. It brings me really in touch with myself. And then once I'm doing that, then I'm more conscious and I'm more able to make the decisions that I actually want to make. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like you're driving your car and you're getting a little lost, and then you just you park the car on the side, you take a deep breath, you relax, you refocus yourself, and now you can try to find your way a lot better because you're not bowled over by the turmoil in your mind. So I'm going to ask you guys this last question, and we'll leave it off here. It's sort of a two-part question. When and how often would you suggest stopping thought?
It depends. So for somebody like you, I would say don't ever. You don't need to, because he really is able to feel good and positive and focus on the things that are really exciting. But if you're feeling stressed, if you're on a regular basis, I would say do it many times a day. Take 10 minutes every hour if you can. Take as much time that you need. And even you don't have to necessarily be meditating in your bed. You can, like I said, be doing stuff around the house, but being just in the present moment doing those. And so as much as you can would be the best thing.
Cool, I like that. Val, what about you? When and how often?
Exactly like Sam. I'm sorry. it's I would say the same thing. It depends on the person, and how much you need it, and how much, probably at first is like, how how often can you really do it in your day, but because of how often do you think about doing it. It's more that trying to squeeze it into your day. So find little tricks, you know, to do it often if you need to. But I find if you do it at least first thing in the morning, that's you know, even if it's 5 minutes. But again, it depends on everybody. I think you have to find your own way of doing it and your own amount of time that is good for you. I think you have to go about it really gently.
I like that. So I'll put in my 2 cents, but of course you do it whenever you feel inclined to do it. You follow your own, you know, your own needs. If you're somebody out there who is wanting to, you've decided that you want to learn how to stop thought, I would suggest for that type of person to do it every day. Okay, you do it when you wake up, first thing when you wake up, and you do it the last thing when you go to bed. Because if you only wait until you need to stop your thoughts, it's going to be the hardest. It's like practicing cooking when you're starving. Okay, maybe start cooking when you're not starving, so that you're better able to do it. So on a regular basis, every day, I suggest in the morning and at night for it to be the first and last thing that you do, and practice it even if you don't need it, even if you had a great day, just stop your thoughts to train yourself. And then that way you're able to use that skill when it becomes necessary. Awesome, you guys. I have to ask you guys a question before I let you go. What's that question? What am I going to ask?
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner? Awesome. I had a Mr. Steer burger this week. Rare. Oh, so good. Mr. Steer is a famous burger place here in Montreal. It's delicious. I never had a burger like that. It was absolutely unique. It was called the Hero Burger, and I didn't feel like a hero when I ate it, but maybe a little bit of a villain. Oh man, I wanted to tell you something, but it's not appropriate for the show, so I'll leave that in. Something that Tom said, he was very inappropriate, so just imagine that Tom should be feeling shameful right now. What about you guys? What's for dinner?
Go ahead, Sam.
I don't know.
What did you eat the last 7 days? Like?
Okay, well, we had our event on Sunday, and there were a lot of leftover desserts.
Oh my God.
And so I've been eating a lot of leftover desserts, and they're really good.
Are they good?
Yeah.
Oh, so are they better than the last thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now we know.
They were all good. Yes.
Yeah. I had to throw some and stuff like that. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, really cool. Okay, so that's cool. What about you, Val? What's for dinner?
Well, actually, when that person came from Toronto, he arrived on Sunday night, and so we went for supper. And in downtown Montreal, it was called Brazino, I think, and it's a restaurant at the Meridian Hotel. And we had salmon, and it was, oh my God, one of the best salmon I've ever had. It was just perfect, just grilled on top. So the taste was really good. And we had squash with it, pureed squash. And it was just the perfect combination of tastes, you know. So I really, really enjoyed that.
Really awesome. Well, I am starving right now, so I'm going to go and try to get something to eat. And I'm about to go and check out my brother doing comedy. Before I let you guys go, just quickly what's coming up on the calendar. I think we all have something coming up. Yeah, I think we all have something coming up on the calendar here. Let's just pull that up here.
Want me to start?
Yeah, so go ahead.
On the 4th of December, I have a workshop. I usually have discussions or workshops in French, but this one is in English because I've already done this workshop in French. And it's called Seeing Through Illusions. And we're going to be working with a process that's called The Work by Byron Katie. And we're going to be working with stressful thoughts and how to relieve them or get them to release us, really, actually. So I hope people come.
Awesome.
Very good. Keep going with yours.
So we have a mingle event tomorrow at 6 p.m. at John Doe Bar, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then this weekend on the 28th, I'm going to be interviewed for a podcast, Funny You Should Think That, from Mouton No More. Going to be doing an opening Bollywood dance number. Going to be doing a whole long interview, and then I'm going to be performing about 15 minutes of stand-up comedy. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Good. On Sunday, I'm having my 1-year celebration of Self-Discovery Montreal meetup group.
Oh, that's right.
So congratulations.
Thank you. And that's the actual date of when I started the meetup group last year. So it's very fun. We're already like 20 people who are coming. We're going to have brunch around here in Verdun. And so there's still a couple of spots if you guys want to join. I'm just very pleased. Everything's been going very well with Self-Discovery Montreal. So I'm happy with that. On Tuesday, I have Dating and Finding Love, group life coaching. And then on Thursday, I have a group discussion about pursuit of happiness. So
busy, busy, busy.
yeah.
Everybody's doing great things.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining us for the show. And tune in next week for another exciting episode of The Appreciationist.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye, Val.
Bye, Val. Take care.